Code monkey get up, get coffee. Code monkey go to job. Code monkey have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say code monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do code monkey think? Code monkey think maybe manager wanna write login page himself. Code monkey not say it out loud. Code monkey not crazy, just proud. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man. Big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you.
It's me, the Media Raptor, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. I really don't know how to lead into this. I just really like giant monster movies. So tonight, we're going to start a trilogy of reviews talking about 3 pretty good ones. Sorry. Starting off with the 1995 semi-reboot, semi-remake. Let's just go with the new timeline, like the Halloween films. Gamera Guardian of the Universe. Now, some of you might be sitting there going, wait, Gamera, that name sounds familiar. I don't know why, but I swear I've seen that before. And some of you might be going, hang on, isn't that what that one show with those guys in space making fun of movies did? And they did like 5 of them? Yes. Gamera is a, nearly 50-year-old franchise now. That essentially started with a movie simply titled Gamera, or Gamera the Giant Monster. I forget just how old it is, but that's not really important. The important part is the fact that it was essentially kind of a franchise made in the wake of Godzilla, and with a very similar formula, especially with how the films were thematically made. With the first one being a very serious monster movie, and then the sequels progressively getting lighter and lighter until we have Gamera playing xylophone on a monster's back in Gamera vs. Zigra. No, I'm not making that up. It's on YouTube. Look up Mystery Science Theater 3000, Gamera, watch the movies, they are hilarious. I'd say buy this, but I'll talk about this later. So, there are about, I think there's like 12 or 13 movies in this franchise now, which is actually pretty good over 50 years. Not nearly as many as Godzilla, but it at least does have something. You know what this franchise has over Godzilla? Better remakes. So let's talk about Gamera Guardian of the Universe. For those of you who don't know what Gamera is, he's a giant fire-breathing turtle with big tusks who can pull his arms and legs into his shell as well as his head, and then shoot fire out of those holes to fly when he spins really fast. Before you ask, this is Mountain Dew, not alcohol. I am not making this up. So, come 1995, it kind of seemed about time that maybe they should give Gamera another shot. I don't really know much about why these movies were made, or if there's like a big story behind them, or all that kind of stuff. But Gamera Guardian of the Universe is a surprisingly good movie. It's pretty simple. It's just about Gamera taking on the Gaios, which are giant bat-bird creatures that can spit lasers. Yeah, this is a weird franchise. And for what it is, it's very entertaining. The story is admittedly kinda weird and gets very bizarre, and I'm gonna kinda spoil it, but then again, as I go through these 3 movies, they are actually connected to one another, so I kinda have to spoil, by reviewing the other 2, I will end up spoiling parts from the other movies, so you have been warned. So it turns out that Gamera actually has a psychic connection to this girl. Yeah, I know that just sounds really, really weird, but it's true in this case. See, for some reason, one woman has this necklace, I can't pronounce her name, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce any of the names of these characters aside from the monsters, and I do apologize. I just don't want to butcher it on camera. I'm sorry. So, she has like this necklace that allows her to feel what Gamera is feeling, and if Gamera gets hurt, she gets hurt, etc. And it's kind of a thing. They kind of talk about it. They hint that this has kind of been a thing that's happened to more people in the past, and you'll learn more about that in the sequels. But really, at the end of the day, this really is just about Gamera showing up after the Gaios reappear due to climate change, because, yeah, these movies all have environmental messages. Oh, seriously, these all do. And a message about traffic accidents for some reason. That was a weird movie. If you know, you know. If you don't, you will find out when you watch the MST3K episodes. That's all I'm gonna say. So for a movie that I could believe might be many people's first experience with Gamera as a monster, especially in the more serious American audience, as I can believe that this may have been the first time that Gamera kind of came back big. Like, I feel like I'm wording that wrong, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. My point is, great movie to start with. As I've said, the plot is weird. But this is also a movie about a giant flying turtle. And it actually knows, okay, calm down, we're a monster movie. Let's have fun. So they make sure to have plenty of destruction, plenty of monster fights, plenty of goofy scenes, plenty of just likable characters. None of the characters here have like a tremendous amount of depth, aside from one character who I didn't expect to have as much depth as I remembered from last time I watched these, and I'll talk about that later. Yeah, like, the characters are serviceable, they're nice, they're likable. I cannot remember their names, and really, I just remember them as, doctor, reporter, psychic girl, because they don't really have much backstory to them, but they do have personalities that are distinct enough that you can tell who's who. And I'm not sitting here wanting everyone to die. Not until the third movie. But we talk about that when we get to that. So, let's talk about the acting. It's kind of been a rule for me, which is, if a movie has an English dub, I will watch that if I'm going to review it, because, I don't speak Japanese, so I can't really judge a Japanese dub if it's good or not. And I have watched these movies with the Japanese dubs before because, it's the best way to watch kaiju films. I'm just saying. It's terrible. Yeah, no getting around it, no joking about it. The dub is horrible. Some of the actors in here, it honestly sounds like they were just, like, in the building where they were recording it, they just saw somebody walking by and said, "Hey, you want to be in a monster movie? Get in here." And even if they said no, they went, "Too bad, you're going to do it, read these lines." And then after 15 seconds, they're like, "Okay, great, here's $50, bye." It's funny, though, because some of the actors do an okay job. Some of them actually do a pretty decent job. But the dialogue given is really weird, and these actors are trying to make it work. And then you're adding to all this the fact that it's trying to match up with the Japanese mouth, so when you translate a movie from Japanese to English, you have to try and reword it so it will kind of line up better. None of that works. The dialogue is really weird, and the acting ranges from some of the most wooden and dead acting you will ever see, even compared to, like, stuff from The Asylum. Like, that's how bad this gets at times, to actually pretty competent and fairly emotional. But you're not here for the humans, you're here for the monsters. And I am pleased to report the special effects are cheesy. The best kind. So many times while watching this movie, I found myself going, "That's green screen, that's a puppet, this is stupid, but I love it." Which has kind of been my mantra for most movies I watch these days. Yeah, the Gaios are very clearly puppets. Like, you can see the wires, you can see, like, the seams, you can see all that kind of stuff. And while some of you might go, "Oh, for a 1995 movie, they should have fixed that, it should have been better." It's a Japanese monster movie. I do not expect high-quality effects. In fact, the cheesiness is honestly what I find the most endearing about these kinds of movies, is the fact that they put so much time and effort into what is clearly a puppet or clearly a costume, but they own it. Like the guy playing Gamera, the Gamera costume looks fantastic. It's incredibly detailed. The miniature sets look great. There's a lot of great destruction in this movie, which, you know, another thumbs up from me, because I have seen monster movies where there's not much destruction, and how can you call yourself a monster movie, especially a Japanese one, if you're not destroying stuff? Looking at you, 2014 Godzilla. Anyhow, the fights and the fights between Gamera and the Gaios, including the ones that will inexplicably happen when he takes to the air and starts shooting fireballs at them, yes, that happens, are just a lot of fun. And that's the best way to describe this movie. Just a lot of fun. There really isn't much else to say. The camera work is fine, the editing is fine, the music is... I like the theme they have for Gamera, but that's about it. The audio mixing is great, and I'm really happy with how they were able to how they kept the original Gamera roar, but actually made it seem less like, wow, that is incredibly stupid, and more like, wow, that's incredibly stupid, I love it. So, yeah, can I recommend Gamera Guardian of the Universe? Totally. Like, absolutely. If you like monster movies, chances are you've already seen it. Now, on the Raptor Claw rating, I have to give it a solid 3 Raptor Claws out of 4 on the entertainment, and 2 out of 4 on the quality. But at the end, take it as a 3 out of 4. It's just dumb fun. You can throw it on in the background or throw it on with friends and grab some snacks, some drinks, especially with everything that's going on these days. Actually, don't do that first part. Don't gather friends and stuff. Just, it's not safe right now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But you know what I mean. But as for this, I recommend you do watch these movies. I don't recommend you spend $100 to buy this box set. Yeah, according to Blu-ray.com, this box set is actually now worth $100 for some reason. I think it has to do with either the fact that the company that put it out, I can't find who did, either they went out of business or something, or I know this is out of print. And here's the thing. You might be thinking, okay, $100, no way, why did you spend that much? I got this for $15 at HMV like 6 years ago or something. Like, I've had it for a long while, I just never got around to reviewing it. I think more like maybe, 5 or 6 years actually, wow. Time flies these days. But here's the thing. Arrow, I believe, Arrow Film, is releasing a 14-disc set of all the Gamera movies on Blu-ray for roughly $120. I can highly, highly recommend you buy that. Because, frankly, all these movies are just dumb fun, and the older ones really have to be seen to be believed. Now, from what I've been told, this has long since gone out of print, so you can't get it as easily anymore. But if you can find it for a good price, get it. These are 5 episodes of MST3K, which many will regard as some of the best, and in my opinion, are some of the funniest for the pure absurdity of everything. And not just because, the first movie starts out serious and then it gets lighter and lighter. The fact that the first movie starts out serious, then the second movie seems to forget it's a Gamera movie for 90% of it. And then the third one has him being the friend to all children all of a sudden. Like Michael Jackson, but not creepy. It's just dumb fun. So yeah, I'll be reviewing the other 2 films soon, so subscribe if you're not, so you can keep up to date on that, as well as some other videos coming up, both a review and a follow-up to a previous review. And until next time, this has been the Media Raptor, saying keep cool, and I'll see all you dino dudes around. Later.
Dr. Forrester is kind of a jerk, and Frank is really dumb too. We have to take